how much of that money and how prevalent is that private funds are given to local boards of election. Gave me some rise to concern was that they had voting machines on buses. And I've always been under the opinion that voting machines had to be stationary in a specific location. And now we're seeing, snapshots of them set up in parking lots. And I don't know if that's true or not, because we've heard so much fiction or not knowing what's true and what's not true. But I did want to ask that as another question.
In terms of, you asked about mobile or the voting buses that Fulton County has. Yes, Fulton County does have those buses. My understanding, those were new this year. They never had them before. I don't think they even had them for the primary, so they were new for November. The idea was, from my understanding, to be able to supplement voting at certain locations. And we have seen places where, based on natural disasters or whatever else, a polling place has essentially gone down. And having a mobile unit, if that happens on election day, I think could be a really good thing. The fact that the polling place is contained within this bus, I think does raise some concerns. You can't park the bus anywhere. It's still got to be in an approved polling place or approved early voting location. If it was not, then that would not be a legal location. And what we're investigating, we got complaints about the Fulton County mobile buses. What we're looking at is everywhere that they're having it an approved voting location. For early voting, it's got to be either a government building or an election day polling place. And based on where they are, it looks like they are complying with that. But Fulton County does have those, so that is correct.
All right. In terms of the mobile voting, you mentioned something that I think was pretty interesting, and I want to just do something real quick. And just to relay a point that's being made, and I appreciate this data being shared. Can you see my screen, Mr. Germany?
Yes.
Yeah. So we took a look at, based on Fulton County's website, on where the voting was going to be, if you can see column B. And then we basically took a breakdown of those precincts. Then we basically did in column J, the nearest polling location. And then just based on GIS data, just did a distance. So to your point about them being within the physical locations of a precinct, I'm happy to share this spreadsheet with you so that you can validate, because there's nothing, we understand you'd want to trust but validate this information. But you'll see that the closest we had was about 1/4 mile. The furthest we had was circa seven miles. And this is something that we're not suggesting. We want to make sure we laud the efforts of making sure that all voters are able to vote, all legal citizens are able to vote. But at the same time, we want to make sure that we understand where the mobile, I'll say, RVs are being placed, how they're being placed, why they're being placed. If for no other reason, it's just important from an SOP standpoint. So if you'd like, would you like me to share this spreadsheet with you?
And so what I said, using the mobile buses for early voting can take place at either a government building or an election day polling place.
Right.
So,
yep. And forgive me, I stopped sharing just because I didn't want to, but this was basically what was in general. Yep. Okay. No, completely understand. The next thing is, and sorry about this, Mr. Chairman, I'm almost done. 2 last questions. One is, and this is quick, you can email it to me. Can you get me the statute that supports mobile voting, please?
I'm not sure what you mean by that.
Well, the regulation that supports the mobile voting.
Not really supporting. It's a question of, is it legal or illegal?
That's what I'm asking.
That makes it illegal.
Say that again, Mr. Germany.
It's something that makes it illegal. This was not something that we okayed, but it's a question of, when we look at it, is it illegal? Mm-hmm. So there's nothing in law that supports it. It says it's okay.
Right.
There's nothing in law that says it's illegal either.
saying it's not prohibited.
So there's the absence there. There's a vacuum of statutory guidance. Is that correct, Mr. Germany?
Well, I think that's something that you guys can assembly.
Right. And that's essentially what I'm trying to get at.